What is the process of a personal injury lawsuit in Ohio? The Ohio personal injury lawsuit process involves several key steps, from filing a claim to securing compensation for injuries and losses. Understanding how this process works can help injury victims prepare for legal action and protect their rights. In this video, Piscatelli Law Firm will teach you the process for a personal injury lawsuit in Ohio, the role that our experienced personal injury attorney, Frank Piscatelli, will play in seeking justice and compensation, the steps involved in your personal injury case, and much more. In Ohio, if you are injured due to someone else's negligence, be it from a car accident, workplace incident, medical error, or other accident, you may have the right to seek compensation. Understanding the steps involved in filing a personal injury lawsuit is crucial, especially considering Ohio's 2-year statute of limitations for most personal injury cases. Here's a direct look at the process. Contact a personal injury lawyer. Immediately consulting with an attorney is essential. They will evaluate your case, guide you through your legal options, and decide if filing a lawsuit is necessary. You can always contact the Piscatelli Law Firm for a free, no-obligation case consultation. Investigation and evidence gathering. Your lawyer will collect all relevant evidence to build a robust case. This includes medical records, accident reports, witness statements, expert opinions, and other crucial records to build your case. Filing the lawsuit. If settlement talks don't lead to a fair resolution, your lawyer will file a complaint in court before the statute of limitations expires. This begins the lawsuit process. Discovery phase. Both parties exchange evidence and conduct depositions to prepare for potential negotiations or trial. Pre-trial negotiations and mediation. Before going to trial, lawyers typically attempt to settle the case through negotiation or mediation, aiming for a quicker resolution. Most personal injury cases settle before going to trial. Trial. If a settlement is not reached, the case proceeds to trial, where a judge or jury will determine fault and award damages. Post-trial motions and appeals. The losing party may file motions to alter the verdict or appeal the decision, possibly prolonging the case. Receiving compensation. Once the case concludes with a verdict or settlement, the awarded compensation covering economic and non-economic damages is distributed. This streamlined overview helps you understand what to expect and prepare for when pursuing a personal injury claim in Ohio. If you have a case, don't hesitate to ask for legal assistance to navigate this complex process. At Piscatelli Law Firm, we take care of the complex legal processes so our clients can focus on what matters the most, their physical recovery. The timeline for resolving a personal injury lawsuit in Ohio can vary widely based on multiple factors. Here's what influences the duration: complexity and evidence. Simpler cases with clear evidence may resolve quickly, often in a few months. More complex cases, especially those requiring extensive litigation, can take years. Settlement negotiations. Most personal injury claims are settled out of court. The time frame for these settlements can range from 6 months to a year, largely depending on how quickly the involved insurance companies are willing to negotiate. Court proceedings. If a case goes to trial, stages like discovery, pre-trial motions, and the actual trial can significantly extend the timeline. Trials are less common, as most cases settle beforehand. Additional delays. Cases that involve government entities, multiple defendants, or appeals require more time due to the complexity and additional legal hurdles. Ohio courts encourage settlements to expedite the legal process, but contested claims involving serious injuries or complex issues might take longer to resolve. Working with an experienced personal injury attorney can help streamline this process and prevent settling for less than what is fair. While most personal injury claims in Ohio settle before reaching a trial, some cases may require court proceedings. Here's what could lead your case to trial: initial demand and negotiation. The process often starts with your attorney sending a demand letter to the opposing party. If negotiations stall or fail, your attorney might recommend proceeding to trial. trial phases. If your case goes to trial, it will involve several steps, including jury selection, opening statements, presenting evidence, witness testimony, and closing arguments. Jury deliberation. The jury will deliberate and decide on liability and the amount of compensation, if applicable. Deciding to litigate. Trials can be complex and lengthy, but your attorney will advise whether litigation is the best strategy based on the specifics of your case. Reasons a personal injury case might go to trial. Disputed liability. The insurance company denies responsibility for the incident. Unreasonable settlement offers. If the settlement offer doesn't adequately cover your damages. Complex cases. Cases involving severe injuries or long-term disability often need more thorough examination. Disputes in negotiations. If parties can't agree on a fair settlement amount. Conflicting evidence. If there is significant disagreement over how the injury occurred. Legal complexity. Some cases have complex legal issues that only a trial can resolve. Punitive damages. In cases of gross negligence or intentional harm, a trial might be necessary to pursue punitive damages. Each of these situations might necessitate having a court decide the outcome of your personal injury claim. In Ohio, victims of accidents caused by negligence can recover compensation to cover both tangible and intangible losses. The types of damages typically sought include economic damages. These cover direct financial impacts, such as medical expenses, lost wages, and future medical costs. Non-economic damages. These address more subjective losses like pain and suffering, emotional distress, and reduced quality of life. Ohio law caps these damages, except in cases involving severe or permanent injuries. Punitive damages. Awarded in cases of egregious wrongdoing, these are capped at the greater of twice the compensatory damages or 10% of a defendant's net worth, up to $350,000. Settlements are often reached through negotiation, but if unresolved, cases may proceed to trial where damages are assessed by a jury or judge. Consulting with an experienced attorney can significantly influence the outcome, ensuring victims receive the compensation they deserve. Commonly claimed damages. Medical bills, covering all treatment-related costs. Lost wages, for time missed from work due to the injury. Future earnings, if the victim's earning capacity is diminished. Property damage, for personal property losses. Pain and suffering, for physical and long-term discomfort. Emotional distress, including psychological impacts of the injury. Life enjoyment, compensation for inability to engage in former pastimes. Loss of consortium, reflecting impacts on relationships with family. Punitive damages in cases of particularly harmful behavior. Seeking legal guidance early can help navigate the complexities of these claims and maximize the potential compensation. Contact Piscatelli Law Firm for a free consultation to discuss your potential accident compensation. To file a personal injury lawsuit in Ohio, you must demonstrate that another party's negligence caused your injury. This requires showing that the at-fault party had a duty of care which they failed to meet, directly leading to harm. Victims must also prove they suffered actual damages, such as medical costs, lost income, or enduring pain and suffering to qualify for compensation. Ohio's statute of limitations generally gives you 2 years from the injury date to file a lawsuit, although exceptions apply for specific circumstances like toxic exposure, injuries to minors, or delayed diagnosis cases. Consulting with a personal injury attorney is crucial. They can evaluate your case specifics, determine liability, and confirm if your situation meets Ohio's legal standards to proceed with a claim. You can use the chatbot on our website, getfranktojustice.com, or contact the Piscatelli Law Firm to find out if you qualify for an Ohio injury lawsuit today. If you were injured due to someone else's negligence, you deserve legal representation that fights for the full compensation you are owed. The Piscatelli Law Firm has helped injury victims across Ohio recover damages for medical expenses, lost wages, pain and suffering, and more. We handle cases involving car accidents, medical malpractice, workplace injuries, wrongful death, and other serious personal injury claims. When you choose the Piscatelli Law Firm, you get experienced legal guidance every step of the way, whether negotiating a fair settlement or taking your case to trial. With strict filing deadlines in Ohio, waiting too long to take legal action can put your right to compensation at risk. Contact us today for a free initial consultation to discuss your case and explore your legal options.